Ladies and gentlemen, you're watching Eclectica. I'm Michael7 Michael. And we've got Sensei Vegan. Say hello, sir.
What's happening, everybody?
And we've got Jecibel Rodriguez. How you doing, ma'am?
I'm good. What happened to you? You disappeared.
This is all live, folks. This show is live. Like, for real.
But we want to keep going.
Yeah, so we're talking about how we met you at LibertyCon. So if you could kind of give the audience a little bit of how you got involved. And what is LibertyCon?
I got to go over this again?
Yes,
Damn.
ma'am.
All right. Started 2 years ago in 2015, and it started up in White Plains. I found it the way anyone else found a convention when it first begins, which is online advertising. So, because I have broke bitch syndrome, as I like to call it, I was like, you know what? I'll work the con for free access. This works for me.
That's smart.
And it was only 2 cities away, so it was so easy to get to because I'm within the Westchester County. And that was their first year. I worked registration. Second year, they moved down to Manhattan, worked registration again. This year, they sit in Manhattan. They just moved hotels. And they upped, basically, I wasn't just a registration worker this year. I was also a shift leader for the afternoon, as well as the assistant department head. So when my department head had her hands too full, I was down there working shifts. I wasn't supposed to work. I was so tired on Friday. They ran me ragged. But Liberty City, as we call it, or LCAC, Liberty City Anime Con, is a ongoing anime convention. It's ran by a man by the name of Ryan, whose last name I can never pronounce, who's done mostly West Coast conventions, and he's bringing his work over here. And surprisingly, I have to say it, surprisingly, Liberty City has been standing pretty strong, and it is, like, continuously ongoing. We already have the location set up for next year. You can actually go online and buy tickets now for, like, $25. They're cheap.
So you can't
Wow.
beat that. Now, where's the location? Where are they going to have it for next year?
The same location we were this year, so that'll be the Marriott Marquis in Manhattan in Times Square.
That's a pretty big
Wow.
spot. I was surprised when we went in there. Yeah, it was a pretty nice spot. Yeah.
If I'm correct, next year will be our last year in that location due to some issues that we had with our chairhead and them.
Okay.
So we'll probably, like, he already paid for next year, for the venue for next year in advance.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and he had issues with them from this year, but since he had already paid for the 2 years, there's no weaseling out of it.
Right.
So next year should be our last year inside of that venue.
Now, what's the difference between a anime con and something like New York Comic Con? Like, what should someone expect, or should they expect anything? Like, what's the difference?
So the difference between, like, New York Comic Con
Mhm.
and an anime convention is exactly that.
Okay.
Comic Con is a much more wide variety because manga, which is Japanese comics, falls underneath comics.
Right.
It's just another sport. Just it's still technically a type of comic. It's part of Comic Con, but Comic Con focuses on various comics: DC, Marvel, Dark Horse, Tokyo Pop, and things such as that. So that's what you'll find in Comic Con. It's much more big in the genre, whereas in an anime convention focuses solely on anime. So, for example, guests. If you went to an anime con, you would not find Spike Lee. You would not find people from things like Doctor Who. You wouldn't see David Tennant. You wouldn't see Matt Smith. You wouldn't see, like, what other people are there? Like, you wouldn't find people that made comics at an anime con. You would find people like Tom Havercorn and Vic Mignogna and other voice actors more than you would comic book creators.
Okay.
So that's really less the difference between an anime convention and a comic convention.
And we see that you're really huge into cosplay.
Yes, I've
Yourself.
been doing that for years.
Very
Now,
I cosplay actually was Edward Elric from Fullmetal Alchemist.
mhm.
So I've been gender bending way more than I have been, like, just cosplaying.
I got some of your outfits up. Your Thelma is up right now. Do you find that within a anime con there's more cosplay, or it's equal amongst all the cons as far as that energy?
And since like things like again New York Comic Con so flipping big, you're gonna
Right.
see all of cosplayers. But it varies. Like in an anime convention, you will see predominantly anime cosplayers. At something like Comic Con, you'll see like
Everything.
DC cosplayers, Marvel cosplayers, and then anime. It's a bigger genre to cover.
Right. Right.
Now
You'll
you're-
see Captain America or like
Uh-huh.
a few comic characters here or there in places like Liberty City and things like Katsucon, but they're not as prominent as they would be inside of a comic convention. You'll see a lot of people cosplaying like what's a big anime that's out right now? My Hero Academia. I saw so many cosplays for that alone in Liberty City. Fairy Tale, we always get Fairy Tale guests. Like the director, Tyler Walker, comes every year. His wife, Heather Walker, which is also one of the voice actors, is there every year. We were lucky to have Tom Havercourt this year, which is the voice of Natsu Dragoneel from Fairy Tale, and various other. Holy cow, does that man have a long list of people that I watch animes just because he's in it.
Now, to switch gears a little bit, you're really into movies, and you work in the industry with films.
Yep.
American Assassin. Totally switching
saw-
it, but should people watch this?
Yes! If you have time in your life and you have the money for a movie, well, this is what's in theaters, and this is what you should spend your time and money on.
Okay.
American Assassin. Before American Assassin, I'm going to be honest, go watch Kingsman Golden Circle, because I fell in love, and I promise you, if I don't marry that man, I'm going to die alone with cats.
Okay.
And if you can go see it, if you can catch it before it leaves theaters, please, by God, go catch it.
Okay.
It will find you looking down into every sewer as you walk by, looking for some clown's head to stick it out.
But this is how, like, I tell people this every time they ask me if it's worth it.
Right.
It is a delicious mixture of horror, comedy, and emotions.
Yeah, it is. It's a good mix.
If the characters in that movie don't touch your heart somehow, you are emotionless, and I don't understand how you get through life.
Wow.
Yeah, that'll work. Works for me.
Wow. That's a commercial.
Much better than that made-for-TV stuff they had in years ago in the '90s. Huge difference.
That was funny. A lot of people keep thinking the original It was a movie. I'm like, you guys, it was a 2-episode miniseries that aired in December of 1990.
It was just too toned down, too nerfed down, really, to do that.
Like that they did with the new It movie is that it's meant to be 2 films. We're supposed to get the second movie between next year and 2019.
Right.
Because for anyone who has seen the original Stephen King's It, you know that the film starts in the present, flashes back and flashes forward and flashes back and flashes forward. And it really does that to explain to you as to why these people are returning to the town that they are from and why they are going to go fight the creature that is It. In this new recreated version, it explains to you how these children met each other, how they became friends, how they discovered what It was, why they went after It, how they went after It, and the outcomes as to what happens from there. And you get a better understanding as to why they made this pact to return to the town of Derry. Which you don't get all that detail in the original. You don't even get enough detail about these characters as characters. They don't build them up at all.
No.
You don't build the character up. You build a relationship with each character.
Say that again. Say that one more time so they know. Yeah.
Movie gives the characters a true background and connection to you. For me personally, I couldn't find a personal connection with Beverly, but scenes of just her and her personal story really hit my heart very hard, and it brought tears to my eyes the way that Beverly's character is treated both in school and at home. It's insane. Like, you didn't see that with her character in the original, and it's phenomenal. Like, I loved It. Anyone who says It was trash just doesn't understand film. They don't understand storytelling. And on top of that, you don't deserve to watch anything Stephen King produces after this, because that movie was
good.
Do not take Rotten Tomatoes' word for shit. I'm telling you this now.
Man. The thing with critics, that's the thing with critics. If they like everything, they're not going to have a job. So
Well,
I'm like, don't take the word of Rotten Tomato. Rotten Tomato don't know what it's talking about.
it's interesting because we see a lot of energy having this argument with Gotham. That the TV series that they didn't develop, either they tried to develop too much and went areas they shouldn't have gone, or they didn't develop enough.
Right. The series, actually, I've been wanting to. Would you recommend it?
I liked it, and then it started changing. It started going areas like the Mooney character. I don't, why they brought her back. It was like, I think they were experimenting and really trying to find their groove. But looking at the promos for the upcoming season, I'm excited again.
Like they got it back on track?
I think they got it back on track.
Okay.
Because remember, this is about Commissioner Gordon and also this period that we never really talk about when it comes to Bruce Wayne. Like him growing up as a kid, and how did he grow towards becoming, Batman? Yeah, which is like, come on.
Okay, I'll sit down and watch this series.
Say it again?
Yeah, you just gotta do a marathon watch. I need to do the same thing, man, with Gotham. I didn't think it was gonna be any good, so I kind of just was like, I'm not gonna watch it.
Right. And they kind of tease the audience a lot with the Joker. Like, who's gonna be Joker? Who's gonna be Joker? Are we even gonna have a Joker? And stop teasing your audience. You're either gonna commit or leave it alone.
Yeah, but with the Joker, you better come in swinging, because it's like the level, the bar is set so high. I think Heath Ledger did that, man. So anyone that comes after that,
right now on Suicide Squad.
Say that again.
Everyone's personal opinion on Suicide Squad right now. I'll tell mine.
Not good. Period.
Yeah. I was not. I thought it was all over the place. I was not a fan of the Joker at all. I think that it was just so hacked and slashed. It really didn't make any sense to even have him in there, man. It really didn't. And it was, I believe, like Harley Quinn helped pull that whole movie, man. Harley Quinn and Will Smith's character, Deadshot, they pulled that movie. But the Joker was awful in that movie.
The thing with Suicide Squad, its design was... Suicide Squad did what Suicide Squad was meant to do. And that was formally introduce the world to Harley Quinzel.
Yeah.
Or as everyone better knows her, Harley Quinn.
For Sirens, right?
Signed to do, and that is exactly what that film did.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is exactly what it did. Now,
she did a phenomenal job. Like I said, I don't think anyone could have did that role any better than what she did.
No,
I'm a Harley Quinn fan, even before.
I've heard that. Now, I love me Harley Quinn. Obviously, I would not be sweating in this bitch if I didn't. And don't get me wrong, I love Joker. Joker has always been my favorite villain before there was a Harley Quinn. If anyone doesn't know anything about Harley, she originated in the animated series. That is where she came from. She did not come from comics. They later gave her her own comic series after doing the Mad Love comic. Yeah. Which, by the way, I cannot be the only one internally furious with her backstory in Suicide Squad. She did not go crazy because he made her crazy. Harley Quinn went crazy out of love, out of choice.
And she fell in love with him in there.
That was the point. That was the point to make. I don't like what they did to her in Suicide Squad. They made her outfit too skimpy, knowing that they made that film PG-13. There are going to be 10-year-olds running around in that costume. If I had a daughter, she was not going to be that version of Harley.
Oh, there was a million. Well, you see a million Harley Quinns when you go to the comic book, these shows and cosplay. You see a million of them.
There's 1,001 different versions of Harley. They did not need to choose the one they chose for a PG-13 film. Children are going to be cosplaying her. Why would you put her in booty shorts and fishnets? I wouldn't let my child walk around like that.
No, I wouldn't let my child walk like that either.
You're a child. There are different things to Harley you can do. It will not be that one. Put on the gesture suit.
Well, the only thing they did with the gesture suit, they just showed her pulled out the chest and...
I appreciate it. That was a nice little...
Yeah, they did. They put
the... But her backstory, the way they did it, I did not like it at all. Because they made it that she went crazy because he tortured her into insanity. No, he ate her mind, manipulated her, made her fall in love with him, escaped the asylum, and had his ass beat and dragged back in. And because she saw how bad of the condition he was in, she got mad, broke into a costume store, and then broke into the asylum to break him out and blamed everything on the bat.
Yeah. That's it. It was everything out the animated series. Yeah.
That is her origin story. Her insanity came from love, not torture. And on top of that, they made their relationship. There's one thing you do know: their relationship is very toxic, and it is domestic abuse. He does not give a shit about her.
It is. It really, really is.
In the episode Mad Love, he throws her out of a window because she had to explain the joke to him. He didn't care if she survived. The only reason he sent her a flower saying "get well soon" is because she did survive, and he needed to make sure he could reel her back in.
Yeah, he did. Right up and down. He did.
Oh, Joker loves her so much. If Joker loved her so much, when she screamed "Putin, I can't swim," he would have dragged her ass out of that car.
Well, this is the interesting thing too, because of the success of Deadpool. Now everyone's like, "Oh, we could do rated R films now."
It's nothing new. They keep acting like these rated R films are new. They're not new. Blade was rated R. Watchmen was rated R. You know what I mean? So they're not.
Yeah, but you know what? Their rated R is not to the level of Deadpool rated R. If you think about it.
Now, Watchmen pushed raised the bar for the rated R.
But the thing is,
now Blade was more for the violence and the fighting.
Front and ground all the time, like how Deadpool's front and ground. You know what I mean? He's a very mainstream character. Insanely mainstream. Before he even had a movie, everyone knew who Deadpool was.
Right.
For me personally, I'm not talking for everyone on this one. Y'all might have a different experience. But I didn't know about Blade till there was a movie. I didn't know about Watchmen till there were movies. I knew who Deadpool was before they considered a film.
You're in the comics. But I tell you what, a lot of people that weren't in the comics, they didn't know who Deadpool was. I have the very first issue of Deadpool, the comic books. I've been following Deadpool since it came out. But I know people that I work with, they're like, Deadpool. I'm like, yeah, it's a character. They didn't know who he was. So I think for us, we know.
Right.
But a lot of the people that are sort of outside that comic book culture, they didn't know who Deadpool was.
And you couldn't go to a convention without the sea of Deadpools.
There was 500,000 Deadpools at these Comic Cons.
Right.
I know a whole person that puts on the Deadpool suit and then puts on a Sailor Moon outfit.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a mix.
I'm such a kick at that. We call him Sailor Pool. He calls himself Kawaii Pool. I'm like, no, you're Sailor Pool. And I'll look for you at every con, bro.
That's funny.
He eats Pokeballs and wears them like they're tits. He has Pokeboots.
Oh, wow.
Oh, yeah. You know how comedical that is? I was like, this is perfect.
That's funny.
So, Charles, what's going on with Forza7?
Forza7 is incredible. I played every Forza. And honestly, I didn't think Forza could get any better. Played the demo. Handling the physics on the cars are immaculate, incredible. It looks phenomenal. And the physics, cars handle great. 700 cars, man. There's 700 cars on that game. A lot of gameplay. Now, my biggest thing is get the season pass and hopefully you get all the cars. Otherwise, if you start buying all these separate car packs, your $65 game is really going to shoot up. Now, the thing is with driving games, they can get a little boring after a while. That's the only thing. But as far as driving games go, I think Forza is the one to beat right now. You can't go wrong with Forza Motorsport 7. Really good game, worth the money. I would definitely get the season pass so you can get the car packs. But this is the thing, though. I don't know if all the car packs will come with the season pass. That's the thing you would have to look into. But if you're into driving games, Forza 7 is the one. It's the one to beat.
Driving games is always like an arcade thing.
Yeah.
I never even at home. It's always thought it was so much cooler to be like drive than like drive.
You know what? I tell you what. You have to get used to using a wheel. I had a wheel and I had a controller. And I was much faster with my controller than I was with the wheel. I had the whole seat with the wheel and the gas pedals. I did. I kid you not, I did.
Oh, you were full about it. He was like, I'm a drive in my living room.
I'm telling you, man, I'm a freaking video game alcoholic. No joke. But I prefer the controller. Now, if you get good at the wheel, you'll actually be faster with your lap times and driving than you are with the because it's more precise. But there is a learning curve on it.
And playing the driving games, that would be easier for you to do at home.
Say that again.
I like you say, like you have the whole setup. I feel like if you're used to playing the driving games in arcades because that's how they are.
Yeah.
You have a better hang of it when you had one at home, unless the formatting is different.
Yeah, well, some of those things in the arcade, they're not simulated. They're basically arcadey games. Yeah. So you definitely there is a definite learning curve. I know you sit down and you start driving with the wheel, you're gonna be all over the place like you're driving drunk. It does, man. It takes some time to get used to.
But the DPIs in the game.
I'm telling you. But if you take the time to learn it, it definitely pays off with your lap times and things like that. You'll be really fast. But Forza7 is really, really good.
And Fortnite?
Fortnite is weird. Now, I played that demo. It's made by Epic Games. It's a sandbox-style game, sort of like Battlegrounds. And basically a battle royale, 100 players. You go in, you fight to the death. You can build like buildings and forts and all that type of thing, get different weapons, pick up ammo. What you do is you actually get in this big bus. I know it sounds crazy. It's okay. I call it a bus blimp. And you go to the battle. Yeah. If you see it, you understand what I'm talking about. It's a bus blimp. Skydive out down into the playing field. And then you pretty much start scavenging for ammo and guns. And, you start setting up. And it's like the last man standing type thing. And whoever is the last person standing wins the game. But it was a little bit glitchy, but it is the beta. So you can understand that. And it is like Battlegrounds. So if you like Battlegrounds is more polished, though. It's polished. But overall, not a bad game for the beta. And it's for free. It's not 100% free. They always say free, but it's like a pay-to-play. I really don't like pay-to-play games because they end up costing you more than what the game should cost anyway. You know what I mean? Your little microtransactions and things like that. But overall, it's not bad. So that's what's going on the video game front.
And that's what's going on.
That's it.
And I think that's amazing that they found a way to, here, buy a game. But now you got to keep spending more money on the same thing you just...
I call it the Candy Crush and Angry Birds syndrome. You know Candy Crush?
Mm-hmm.
It's a little, it's free. No, it's not. No, it's
game
not.
Syndrome.
Yeah, the people, man...
It's all games
hundreds of dollars on that game. Hundreds of dollars on that game. It's... I don't know. It's never free to play. That's false advertising. Guys should be in trouble for that crap.
Recently.
Yeah, it's not.
So I'm looking forward to Bright. This is a Netflix original starring Will Smith. I haven't looked forward to a Will Smith movie in a decade, probably.
I heard you were a fan of the Wild Wild West that he did.
You know what?
Sorry, Will, I'm just messing with you, man.
You know what? I would say a fan of it, but hey, I'm super into steampunk, so I definitely appreciated the film. But yeah, man, this might be good, but
you said Netflix original?
Yeah, it's original. Yeah.
Yeah, they're releasing it on Netflix. But the only thing I have with this one, it's I just feel they gave it to us already. It's so himself and an alien. Is it an alien?
Yeah. Yeah.
Are cops and they got to solve a crime, but didn't we see that already in Alien Nation?
Alien Nation. Updated Alien Nation.
What was it? Men in Black?
Well,
true. Well, his partner wasn't an alien. Well, no, was it?
Oh, they worked with aliens. Don't you remember those little fucking roach-looking niggas? The whole
yeah, the little stick figure-looking dudes. They used to drink all the coffee.
Women to those fucking aliens, just so you know.
Oh, God. Hey! The censors.
We're gonna have to put out the bleep, the little bleep bleep bleep.
No, right. But it was like we saw but they did add the concept of fairies, and I think it's supposed to be a little bit more going on than just I have an alien partner, but I don't know.
What's fairies, and you gotta have some trolls and ogres in there if you got fairies and stuff in there.
Make it a real fantasy.
It's like, yeah, man, like Mother Goose on steroids. You know,
You know, I'm a huge sci-fi guy and a huge fantasy guy, so if he knocks us out, I'm saying,
Yeah.
that'll be awesome.
Good work though. I haven't seen anything I don't like him in personally. Like I like him in everything he does.
Who's that? Will Smith?
Yeah.
Yeah, his movies are usually pretty good. Like I said, I think the only one little blip where he had was that Wild Wild West, but you can't blame him. You have to blame the writers and producers for
What
that
about
crap.
Concussion?
Someone was just talking about Concussion the other day, and they actually liked it. I didn't go see it. It's really not my type of flick.
Mm-hmm.
But they liked it. It was actually a doctor that was talking about it.
Or Ali? Well, the concept.
Ali was good.
He's picked really good concept films. Like every year, it seems like he's got hey, I can get an Oscar with this film. They're very, but the performance, you could argue.
They need to do a sequel to iRobot. I think it'll be a prime time.
Wow, that would be huge.
They need to do a sequel to iRobot. You heard it first, Bill. Call us up, man, if you need some people to help fill in them gaps.
I think he was great in that. And you know what? It's
This is perfect timing for that.
very interesting. But how many times you see someone branch out to more science fiction and they do a great job? That doesn't happen often.
No.
And Will did that. You know what I mean? I think it's fair, it's almost like a singer. You don't expect Sade to start, riffing crazy. And, she has her sweet spot where she's just amazing and one of the greatest singers in the world in doing what she does. And, every actor isn't totally versatile.
Well, look at,
what's
what's that dude, Darius Rucker, the guy that lead singer for Hootie and the Blowfish? I hope I said his name right. He went country, man. He's doing phenomenal in it.
And you know what? I think that's his sweet spot because he has that country voice.
Yeah, he can. Yeah. Did I say his name right? Darius Rucker? I think
I think so.
I apologize, bro, if I pronounced your name wrong, but you guys, Hootie and the lead singer, Hootie and the Blowfish, you guys know what I'm talking about.
And Jecibel, what took you so long to come on this show? You're awesome.
What do you mean what took me so long? Why didn't you call me sooner?
Oh, that's the game you want to play?
Seven must have had the number. I didn't have the number. I'm going to blame it on Seven.
Not you. I'm talking about
I do want to say you were very nice to us at LibertyCon. Very, very professional. Very nice. So everyone, you need to get your butts down to LibertyCon, okay?
Exactly. Come on down. Come see me. I'm always dead front and center. Y'all can't miss me. I'm loud. I'm small, but I'm loud. And I'm not joking. Ask them how tiny I am. I'm tiny.
She's tiny.
I'm tiny.
She's tiny.
How tall are you guys?
I'm 6'1".
What about you, Mike?
6.
I'm 4'10".
You're 4'10"?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. I guess so, yeah.
I'm really small. Like, if I got someone that worked here who's around your height to come stand next to me, you'd be like, what the fuck?
I couldn't tell you were 4'10" because of table, you know what I mean? You were sitting down. Did you stand up? I don't think you stood up.
No, I don't think so.
I don't think you stood up.
I only stood up if it was necessary. Other than that, my ass was in a chair.
And it was planted in the seat.
Was I in costume? You guys came up to me?
Yeah.
Yep.
Who was I?
Scooby-Doo? Well, not Scooby-Doo.
Thelma.
I'm sorry.
Thelma. Thelma has
Scooby-Doo, right? Yeah. That's funny.
Everyone I know loves my Velma. I've had people look and go, who's that? That's you? Yeah, nigga, don't you see the lip ring?
That's a good, because it's not the typical cosplay costume one is good. That's what's good.
Yeah. Everyone loves that. My mom wants to frame that so badly.
That's a good one.
That was my last one I made too. I haven't done anything new since Velma.
So what's next on the list for you though? I don't think you told us that.
I have been doing my best to get a Harley cosplay put together out of my own personal design rather than wearing one of her existing costumes.
Mm-hmm.
So there's that, and I've been trying to make an Umbreon cosplay from scratch.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Well, keep us posted on that.
Yeah. And on that note,
my Pokemon cosplay goal is literally to be Eevee and get a whole bunch of people to do all the evolutions. So, calling all female cosplayers, if you got an evolution you want to do, I want to be Eevee.
You heard that, right? You heard it first. Right here. Heard it first.
Welcome to follow me on Instagram. It's Tiny Cosplayer Chisa.
Chisa, spelled Chisa part.
Chisa. Chisa.
There you go. Well,
Chisa.
thank you very much for joining us on Eclectica.
More than happy.
Jecibel. And
Anytime, just let me know.
Don't be a
awesome.
stranger.
Sensei
Don't
Vegan.
let-
Hey man, I have no idea what I'm making for Halloween, man.
Oh, I'm gonna have
If
a
you-
couple. I'm
that's
gonna do a
basketball.
costume video this week, I think.
Okay.
She
You
How
heard-
about a wedding on Halloween?
Halloween wedding night before Christmas.
Who, you?
Going to a whole wedding. It's Renaissance themed. I can't wait for that.
Uh-oh.
Oh, you know what's cool? My manager said I could come to work as Velma and check people's tickets. I got a whole magnifying glass. I'm so hyped.
That'll be cool.
What you got to do is get to someone and be like, oh, I can't see. I lost my glasses.
Magnifying glass, like,
Oh, man, you're the best.
Yes.
All right, folks,
Okay.
you're watching Eclectica. Definitely check us out next Sunday. We're live. And keep supporting. Keep supporting. Keep checking us out. And all the information's on the bottom of the screen, the website, and also the IG. And
Hold on a second. We will be at Fort Hamilton Comic Con.
yes.
Come down, see us.
Yep.
I will
It's-
be. Vex Comics will be there. Vex Comics is going to be there. I'll be there with Eclectica. We're going to have a great time. Come down, support. We have the panels going on.
Where
Yeah,
is
it's going to
that?
be a good day. Fort Hamilton, Brooklyn.
Ooh, send me the dates. I'm in.
Actually, you know what? Everything's on our website, on the events tab.
We're going to tear it up.
If anyone's out in Delaware in November, I'll be at Thy Geekdom Con.
Okay.
Oh, what's that about?
That.
Thy
Fresh
Geekdom
off
Con,
the press.
another Geekdom Con out in, I believe, it's Delaware. I was like a guest last year, and I was running around as Bunny Bulma. Gets too much attention. I always need like a security guard with that one. I'm like, that one tall friend, just follow me.
Wait, that one tall friend is not everybody?
Oh man, that's just wrong.
Yes.
I didn't go there. I didn't
Come
go
out.
there.
Gotta come out. Come out and see me. Supposedly, the guy that runs the con this year wants me to be the voice of Thy Geekdom, so I'm just gonna be running around being super loud, directing people places while in full costume. So.
Oh, that's a good. Good. Oh, I'm not.
I am.